Taking a look at our weather tonight as we continue to change from what has been a warmer air pattern, of course, with all the rain around. And now we're going back into, well, snowy and cold pattern across parts of the area. Had a great reported picture sent in to us earlier, and this really paints the picture for this evening. We've had all this rain around on top of that snowpack out there. And of course, it's starting to crank up those local creeks and streams. Something to keep your eye out for as we go into tonight and tomorrow. But one thing for certain, we are going to lock all this precipitation right back up into ice as temperatures just plunge as we go through the week. It's really simple to send into your reported pictures to us over the next few days. Maybe you'll get some of those pictures in as we change over to such a colder pattern for us here as we go into tomorrow and especially later this week when the Arctic air makes its way on in. Just go to WKBN.com, and if you haven't downloaded our Storm Team 27 app, do that as well. You can get those radar updates directly to your phone, and of course the latest weather information too. Let's talk about our weather because big changes. We'll go ahead and start things off tonight with what is coming our way. Now here is a look at the country, and here we are. It's Tuesday evening, and you can plainly see that purple that's invading the central part of the country. That is sliding our way. Now, we won't be quite as cold as that zero you see up in Billings, Montana, but that cold Arctic air is pushing into the area. And by tomorrow morning, we're going to start seeing those colder temperatures here, which will help change the rain on over to snow showers. So let's go ahead and get through the evening. First things first, though, we're in a break in between rain showers here currently this evening. So that has allowed the fog to form, and fog and drizzle visibilities have reduced this evening. So you can expect that to be the case as we go through the next several hours. But later this evening, the rain from western Ohio will push back in, and that's going to take away that fog and drizzle. And it'll just be plain old rain showers as we get deeper into the evening. So I'm going to work you through Future Tracker. Here's a look at 9, 10, 11 o'clock. That's when I'm expecting some of that heavier rain to push back in. Now, temperatures will still be warm enough that we're talking about all rain here. As we get behind this batch of heavier rain, as we go into 11:30 and 12 o'clock tonight, you can expect those temperatures to start sliding. And as they do into early tomorrow morning, I'm looking for some snow showers to move back in here as the temperatures cool. And you'll notice lows by 5:30 and 6 o'clock into the low 30s around the freezing mark, and then they'll just keep sliding through the day tomorrow. Now, I'm not expecting a lot of snow through the morning. A coating of snow a possibility, generally an inch or less in most spots. And then what will happen through the day tomorrow, the threat of snow will move its way northward up into the snow belt. So most of the area just dealing with colder temperatures. The wind picks up. It's going to be blustery for your Wednesday. Temperatures falling on through the 20s. In fact, by Wednesday afternoon, temperatures will be into the lower 20s here, right on into tomorrow evening. So Arctic air plunging on in, and those snow showers up in the snow belt, they will remain. Watch over northern Trumbull County, and I'll point that out here in just a second as we get into deeper tomorrow evening on into tomorrow night. Up across northern Trumbull and northern Mercer counties, you can see that blue sitting in there. There's going to be a line of pretty intense lake effect snow across extreme northern Trumbull and Mercer counties, and then that'll lift its way back up into Ashtabula and Crawford counties. So those are the areas that I'm expecting the most snow here over the next several days, in excess of 4, 5, 6 inches, a possibility, maybe more in a few spots if that band sits over the same location before retreating back to the north. So could see some decent snow. Temperatures are going to be cold. Wind chills will be dropping down toward the single digits. So a cold air mass in place. The heaviest snow after we get through tomorrow morning goes north on into the northern snow belt of Ashtabula, Crawford counties, and extreme northern Trumbull and into Mercer counties. Now, the forecast is going to be cold. In fact, here's a quick look at your 7-day forecast. Highs in the 20s on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to struggle to get out of the teens. So dealing with a little bit of snow as we go into tomorrow morning. Then it goes to lake effect on Thursday. Friday, small chance of a lake effect snow shower. Now, even on Thursday, there's a storm system slipping by to our south. That's why I left that 40% chance for the entire region of dealing with some of those snow showers. Could be a little light accumulation with that, but overall, the biggest part of that storm staying to our south. But Friday up north, Saturday looks cold, but mainly dry, and And then Sunday, the winds turn enough on Sunday that we'll start seeing some of those lake effect snow showers drive back in across the area. Highs in the upper teens, just frigid air. Lows in the single digits, and highs struggling to get out of the teens. So cold start into the weekend, and that cold air sticks around at least into early next week, and that's when those temperatures start to climb again as we go into next Monday and Tuesday. So we are into a changing weather pattern here as we go through the week. Of course, very warm today in the 40s, upper 40s in a few spots. We're going to tank overnight into tomorrow morning, and it looks like we'll have to deal with this cold air for at least about 5 days before we can start warming things up again, at least a little closer to normal here, maybe above normal as we get into next week. So just a little weather update on what I'm expecting for the rest of tonight on into tomorrow, and stay safe out there. Watch that fog. It's thick before that rain starts this evening.